thank you very much for the nice introduction. First I want to give you all thank you for the invitation, especially to Joel. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you for the organization. I think we're all a bit tired, so I don't know if you can join with me to wake up a bit. If you can just raise your hands like this. Can you just it's a bit, yes. Thank you very much. Because it's just after lunch, and I think some of us are like falling asleep. So well, I hope now we are a bit more awake. So before I start, may I ask who of you has been in Germany? Can you please raise your hand? Okay. If you have been in Berlin, maybe you have seen these machines. These machines is what you use to buy a ticket to ride in the S-Bahn or in the metro in Berlin. I go to Berlin around 5 or 6 times per year. And when I arrive very early in the morning to the train station and I want to buy a ticket, I always forget that I cannot pay with a credit card. You want to go to your meeting, you want to go to meet your first client, you just arrived from abroad, or you just are tired, you cannot pay with a credit card. This for me is troublesome. It is surprising, because being in a country with the technology like Germany, you expect that you can pay with your credit card when you want to take the train. Situation number 2, in Germany as well, in Hamburg, I was taking the taxi from my house to the airport, and I asked the taxi driver, can I pay with my credit card? And he told me in German, ungerne, which means I wouldn't like it, which was a bit polite. And I asked why, because if you pay with a credit card, I will get paid after 2 months. So I was astonished, I was surprised. How can it be that, again, this can happen in a country like Germany, in Hamburg, with technology that we all expect? At the end, I still paid with a credit card because I didn't have any cash, so I had to. But this was, again, surprising for me. And then the situation number 3, I was attending one event in Germany, again, very popular, very international event. I took a taxi at 1 in the morning, and I asked the taxi driver, can I pay with a credit card? And he said, yes, you can. And after we arrived at the destination, he took this machine there that you can see. I don't know if you're familiar with this machine. This was very popular in the 70s or in the 80s, where you take the credit card and they put it in a platform, and they copy with some carbon paper. Again, this is the year 2016. You expect them to have some machines to read your cards, and not even to talk about security, because they can copy your card. They have all the information. So where is security? Where is technology? Where is fintech? Where you need it? At 1 in the morning in an event where you have people from all over the world, and they take out this machine. So what am I going to present today is just give me a sec. Why in Europe we need some Asian innovative technologies in payments. I will introduce you some of the Asian companies that are going to enter into Europe, and which are the opportunities and challenges for Asian companies and for European companies. These are the key takeaways for today. I'm going to go a bit quick, so we are not. Sorry. Yes, that's correct. So these are the key takeaways for today. I'm going to go a bit quick because I have around 50 slides. So, and I would like to show all of them, and stick to my time. So these are the key takeaways. I'm going to talk about my consultancy. I'm going to talk about what I believe is innovation in payments, about what I believe there is innovation from Asian companies in payments, and what the role of online communities is in this innovation. The Asian companies are entering Europe. Chinese companies are acquiring companies in Europe, and where it's important for Asian companies who want to enter to look in the European continent. And conclusions and questions if we have time. So very quick about my activities. I serve as a connection between European companies that want to enter in Asia and Asian companies that want to enter in Europe. Sorry. And I come from the online industry. I've been working in payments and online games for the last 8 years. So what is innovation in payments? We have been talking about fintech, about what is that fintech can, what is the meaning of fintech, what is that fintech can contribute. I've been in Asia for the last year and a half. Can you please take a close look at this coin? This coin, by the way, I come from Mexico originally. So I've been reading about the history of Southeast Asia, and I came across something called the Spanish dollar, or Mexican dollar, or pieces of 8. If you can see here on your right, there's something in Spanish. And then there are some Chinese characters. For me, when I read about this, this was like, okay, this is new. I've never heard of this. This is impressive for me. So what exactly is this? This is a coin that was produced by the Spanish Empire in, in 1598. And it became so popular around the world that people in countries all over the world were using this coin. There was no specific reason why they were using. It was silver. There was nothing unique or particular of interest about this coin. Interesting. Once the Spanish arrived in America, they found out that there were silver mines in Mexico, in Ecuador, I think, and in Peru. So they took the silver coins from these areas to Mexico, and then from Mexico to the Philippines, and then from Philippines to China. This was more or less why many of these coins ended up in Asia. This coin was so popular that it was even used in the United States around the 19th century. Why was it popular? Maybe it was because there was no much gold then, and silver was the next commodity available. And because by then, maybe the only foreign commodity that China accepted was silver. But then there was a crisis in 1873, and the value of this coin started going down. Now, if I can get some of your attention again, this is one example of this silver coin, the Spanish dollar. You can see very close here. Where can I point? There is some chop mark in Arabic from Sudan. In this one, there is another coin exactly again from a Spanish dollar with a chop mark from Sri Lanka. And then there is another one from Burma. And then there is one from Zanzibar, from Africa. So in the 18th century, in the 19th century, someone with this coin could go from Mexico to the Philippines to China and get the same currency accepted. There was already innovation. You could use exactly the same coin to pay across many countries in the 18th century, in the 7th century. There was no intention behind it. It happened automatically. It's just because many people started accepting and had an agreement about, I'm going to accept this coin or a such coin. So what's innovation? And there was a chop mark, a stamp that will represent that the merchants were accepting the value from this coin. It was going to be the same across many regions. That's what I believe was the concept of innovation for this case. Now, moving a bit forwards towards credit card innovation, I'm not going to spend much time here. We all know, we all accept, we all agree that the credit card is a piece of innovation. It was actually, maybe my American colleagues know more about this. It was actually in 1950, in the middle of the 1950, when credit cards became popular. AmeriCard was the first credit card that was popular in California. Diners Club was created in 1950. Something, please pay attention to this. They sponsored the New York Giants American football team in 1958. And in 1980, it was the first charge card to enter China. American Express was popular, and like I mentioned, AmeriCard was the first credit card to be accepted. Why somebody will own a credit card? Because it gives you the possibility to pay for a service when you have cash, or when you don't want to use cash. When you can use it when you want to pay abroad, and the ability to now recently in the last 10-15 years to pay online. Of course, it's also because of loyalty points, rewards, insurances, etc. And here is the basics. I think most of us that we've been in the industry, we know the basics. This is a Wikipedia. This is not mine. I took this from Wikipedia directly. All the elements from what make a credit card innovative. The innovation, a card that gives a consumer the possibility to pay for a service we don't need for cash. Again, that gives you the access to credit card, to a credit, to pay abroad, convenience when shopping, etc., etc. So, are there any gamers here? Can you please raise your hand? Do you play games? This is Korea, so okay, that's too few. I expect a bit more. Okay, so online games. I come from this industry, and you might say, okay, Victor, this is a serious event. Why are you talking about games? Well, there is something very innovative about games. It's about the concept of economics of virtual worlds and online communities. And let me underline the concept of online communities here again. What is, for you, because there are no many gamers here, what is virtual worlds and what is a virtual currency? Basically, again, this is a Wikipedia concept. Virtual goods are non-physical objects and money that are purchased for its use in online games. This had its own its origin mostly in Asia. So it's coming. This concept of playing online games and using virtual currencies comes from Asia. It was actually here in Korea and the first company that started using virtual goods. Yeah, there's a concept of gold farming because when a game becomes so popular, the users give the virtual currency special significance, special value. And then other players or other companies start farming these virtual currencies and then make money out of it. So again, this takes value on its own. Why this becomes popular? Because for entertainment, because I want to make friends, or I want to be the best. I'm playing for my ego, with my ego, and among other reasons. Now, let me give you an example here. Let me see. This is a game that I used to play. Once I was playing from Germany with some friends from Italy, with some friends from the Netherlands against a team from Vietnam. This is what I'm talking about virtual communities. We all, and here in the left is when you talk to each other. You talk to your friends, you talk to your team, and you start talking about the strategies, what's the best to do, when are you going to meet again. This is not very common in e-commerce. If you're going to go to Amazon to buy a book, you read the comments, but you don't start chatting with other ones to say, hey, what do you think about this book? Or maybe you do, but you return after 2 days to see if somebody wrote about it. This is you chat and you make friends and you return and you make groups, and this is a very interesting concept, especially for fintech, and I will tell you later why. This is an example of an online online games virtual item shop. Here you can buy the items that are of value in the game. You add gold with purchasing using real payment methods, credit card, prepaid cards, mobile payments, and these are elements that belong to your character. Like these are to your friends. These are this is the map you are, how many quests you have done, how many cars you have bought, and then the ranks of your hero, and then the shop where you can buy again the virtual items. Why is this? Why is this innovation? Why is this relevant for fintech? You might wonder. Well, because and this happened in Europe, and I seen it happen here in Asia as well, and you will see again later why. The creation of what we all call alternative payments or non-credit card payments. Basically, carrier billing, premium SMS, prepaid cards, online bank transfer, offline bank transfers, crash cards, etc., etc. In the company where I used to play, we used to have available in the shop more than 50 different online payment solutions for the gamers. I was managing this. So again, this is very relevant for fintech. Yeah, this is just towards reaching a conclusion on what is innovation. As I was mentioning earlier, the Spanish dollar, a currency that was accepted across the UK, the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, Mexico, Bolivia, Peru, the Philippines. This was in the 17th, 18th century. This was, if you want it, I'm going to be pretentious, the first Bitcoin. This was accepted across many countries without anyone wanting it. And there was no reason behind it. Nobody was saying, okay, now we're going to use it. People start accepting it. Again, credit card, because of as I mentioned, the possibility to pay for a service with no need of cash. Online games that created the use of alternative payments. And if we can agree, or if you can maybe accept or see my definition of innovation, fintech companies are those that offer financial services to end consumers or other companies, B2C, B2B, by using new communication technologies in an innovative and disruptive way. And these companies make sure that the benefit of using these technologies are passed along to the consumer as they offer faster, cheaper, improved, simplified, and or more convenient services. Now, if we move a bit quicker, Asian innovation in the payments industry. I'm going to lean a bit towards China. I apologize this in advance, in Taiwan. I took this photo a month ago. This is a mall in Taipei. For all of you or half of you that you are Korean, you know Line. You know what Line Pay is. For the rest that come from Europe or from the US, this is the payment system from the messenger application called Line. Here, there is Japanese Korean. Right now, across Asia, across Southeast Asia, there's a struggle between many messenger applications looking for a share of the market. Call them Kakao, call them Line, call them WeChat, call them I don't know. They all want to get a share of the market. They are all investing heavily. They all want to get to be there once the user decides to use either Line Pay, WeChat payment. They want to be there, and this is in Chinese. I don't read Chinese, but I have a small translation. Again, this was in Taipei. Line has currently more than Line, not Line Pay, has more than 200 million users worldwide. Mostly, I think it's Japan, maybe some in Korea, and in Taiwan, Thailand, some in Latin America, I think. Here's again in Taipei. The promotions that these payment solutions are doing are not common in Europe. They are common with Visa, MasterCard, and maybe PayPal. But there is no payment solution that is going across the whole continent and trying to get market share. Maybe if you're in Europe, in Germany, there will be one single payment solution. Maybe you go to the UK, there's going to be one single payment solution. But here in Asia, what I have seen is different. Again, this is a translation for, like me, those that don't speak Chinese, about what Line Pay is offering in Taipei to consumers. Now, this is a Taiwanese payment solution. It's called Gash, and now comes. Oh, I have 5 minutes, and I'm still not in the middle. Okay, this is and this is the relationship to online games and to online communities. This is a payment solution developed by a game publisher from Taiwan called Gamania. They have their own community, their own online community, and they created their own payment solution. This is something that we could do in Europe, but we haven't done. There's many online publishers in Europe, and they haven't tried to do this yet. And now comes what China. So what is China doing? So Tencent. Tencent is starting to expand, not only in Taiwan. They told me that they are here in Korea as well. Chinese tourists can go to Starbucks and pay with WeChat payment at Starbucks. They can go to Taipei and pay, and this is again a mall in Taipei, and they can pay there. I had a video, I hope I can show it maybe later. No, later, maybe, yeah. About which, and this is Alipay. We all heard about Alipay, what Alipay is doing. What I find of great interest here is, how many of you have been in Taiwan? Okay, if you're familiar with the night markets, you go there and you eat. So you know that the price of the food in the night market is like what, $3 per or $2 per food. So Chinese tourists can go to these stalls and pay with Alipay. This is innovation. This is something that we haven't seen in how come I can go to the train station and I cannot pay with credit card. But how come a Chinese tourist can go to Taipei to a food stall and pay with Alipay? And again, Baidu. Baidu is also looking to enter other Asian markets as well. So Cashel is also another company from Asia, company from Singapore. Again, they're using the concept of online communities. There is so much information in communities, so much information that can be used from all the users, all the gamers, from which country they are, which level they are in the game, which payment solution they use the most, how much they spend, from which country, are they subscribed to your newsletter, do they have a Facebook profile? And then they use all this information to give the user a score whether this user could be fraudulent or not. Again, innovation, more than velocity checks, more than, I don't know, ABS. This is a bit story from the past. Again, the problem of gold farmers can be detected. Yeah. Let me skip a bit. Asian companies entering Europe. Alipay. Alipay is going to enter Europe. Alipay is already working with companies in Europe. WeChat payment, I tried to get a statement from them about Europe. They didn't want to give it to me, but it's happening. WeChat payment is coming to Europe. 4 Chinese tourists coming to Europe. Why do you want to accept a Chinese payments from Chinese tourists? Look how much they spend. On average, in the UK, they spend 2,688 British pounds. That's $4,000 US. Cashel is also expanding into Europe. They're going to open 3 offices in Europe this year. And of course, Samsung Pay is starting in Spain. Chinese companies acquiring European companies. There is a Chinese mining company going to acquire a game publisher from the UK. They are acquiring game publishers and they're acquiring their online communities. Big Point, a big game publisher in Germany, it's been acquired by a Chinese game developer as well. League of Legends, this is a very, very, very popular online game, fully acquired by Tencent. Imagine you combine the online community from League of Legends with WeChat payments. What can they do there? NetEase, the second biggest publisher from China, also acquiring. Now, not all of the enterprises from Chinese companies are success. Shanda Games, that used to be one of the biggest game publishers in China, failed and now is closing their operations in China, in Europe, sorry. Where and what to look for in Europe. Credit card penetration, just like in Asia, is also low in some countries in Europe. Only the UK and France, maybe Spain, are credit card companies. The rest, they're still using alternative payments, not very different like in Asia. Even if they have a credit card, they don't want to use it. PayPal has a wallet that has managed to grab the biggest market share for Europe, but there is no champion yet for mobile payments. This is an example of a German company that wanted to start operating in Germany. it closed down operations last year. And this is an example of online communities. Before I finish, this is a good idea. You look for online communities. Go to like what was a Diners Club. They went to sponsor the Giants, the New York Giants club. They created a card that could be loaded for the Borussia Dortmund in Germany. These are companies that maybe is worth following in Europe, because they are trying to solve the problem of low credit card penetration. And again, if you're planning to go to Asia, you should look to solve maybe also the problems, the daily life problems, instead of yeah. So yeah, some of the conclusions in my of course, my WeChat contacts, if you're interested. Okay, so we watch the video. I was chatting with the WeChat payment 2 days ago, and I asked him, "Is this already available?" That was a mistake from my side. He got a bit angry with me. He said, "Of course. Next time you go to Shenzhen, I can take you and show you." So this is live.
Sorry. Do we have any questions? Yes, sir.
In a standard credit card processing, we require authorization, capture, settlement. But in this slide you have shown, like a line or WeChat payment, they can somehow streamline this process of the authorization, capturing, and the settlement. Which step they have improved? And how they can gain the kind of competences over the old standard credit card business.
So the question is, where's the innovation with Line Pay? Okay, the innovation, and referring to what we've been talking about before, is about the use of social networks with payment. With Line Pay, there is a link. If you can see in the slides, there is a link between Line Pay and Cathay Bank in Taipei, which I am assuming this gives them a credit access to a link to an acquiring bank for credit card. WeChat payment is available currently only for Chinese tourists going to other countries.
But actually the profit and most of the fee structure comes from the issuer. So the issuer takes the most of the risk by the lending. So how the Line or the WeChat solves this problem of an issuer?
To be honest, I don't know. I haven't worked with Line that much. With WeChat is linked in Asia to in China to the credit card and to a bank account. They can skip the link to with the credit card.
Okay, well, there was a great speech given by Mr. Victor Bacre of Payment Consulting. Thank you very much. Let's give him a big hand.